Hey gamers, ever wonder what it's like to be a spy in ancient Venice? Well, you're in luck, because today we're going to review the game Inkognito. Let's check it out. Setup for this game is fairly simple. You're going to put all the different colored players on the spaces attributed to their color, and you're going to have, and every player will pick a color. And you're going to have 4 different body types here. You're going to have a fat dude, a thin dude, a short dude, and of course a tall dude. Now that's going to come in make a point later on in the game here, because you're going to get some cards also for your color, and it's going to give you 4 identities and 4 body types. Now, you're going to find out who you are, because at the beginning of the game, you're going to shuffle all these cards. You're going to give one person each a true identity, a true body type, and a piece of the plan. And so for 4 players, each person is going to be one of these 4 people: Lord Fiddlebottom, Madame Jaja, Colonel Bubble, or Agent X. And they're going to be one of these particular body types as well, and of course carry a plan. Now what your job is to do is to go around the board and try to find out who is who. Because looking at your little player shields here, and they're divided by color here, if you look on the back here, it'll tell you, hey, I'm Lord Fiddlebottom. I'm looking for Colonel Bubble. Now after a while you'll know this is Agent X and this is Madame Jaja. And so if you're Agent X, you're looking for Madame Jaja, and vice versa. If you, let's say I'm Colonel Bubble, well, let's say I'm Lord Fiddlebottom, and I have plan A. Okay, great. Now I need to find out who Colonel Bubble is, and if he has B, C, or D, because that's going to determine which mission we need to accomplish. Vice versa. Let's go to Madame Jaja. I have C. Okay, my plan C. I'm trying to find Agent X. Do they have A, B, or let me see, D, as their other one? Because that's going to determine what our mission is. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to, narrow it down on what your mission could be, but you need to find out who your partners are. Because remember, this is a game where 2 teams are working in teams of 2 here, but there's 4 people, and you don't know which one of them is your partner. 2 of them are working against you. So at the beginning of the game, you are shuffling this little, and it's a randomizer here. Look how spooky that guy looks. And it's going to give you different things you can move on the board based on what these marbles set up with. Now, if you look here on the board, there's different ways you can travel. Orange is by land. Blue is by sea. So what you see here is I can move one of my players on blue over sea. So let's say I'm red player and I wanted to move him all the way there, follow the sea round. I can move one player on the ground, so I will do that. So I move one player on orange there. Now white means I can move one of my players on either land or sea. And so if I wanted to, I can move another sea guy over there, or just move him by land here. There are different numbers here on the game, and that comes in during the missions. A lot of times they'll have you go to that number to complete your mission. But anyway, the point of this is I want to land on another player's pawn. And you want to land on as many other players' pawn at the end of your turn. Now, I'm going to shake this up and see if I can get some of the other colors here. It is really loud, but you would shake it. And let's see. Oh, I did get another one. Okay, so the other colors here are purple and black. With purple, I can move another player, land or sea, 1 space. So that's what purple means. And black means I get to move this ambassador token. And I'll talk to you about what the ambassador does in a minute. But you can move him 1 land or sea, wherever he goes. Now what you're going to do is once you're finished moving your people, once you've finished moving all 3 of your marble pieces there, that's when you're going to start interviewing different people. And you're going to get to determine to ask them, hey, do you want to have them show you 2 of their identities or 2 of their body types? Because they're going to show you 3 cards. And if you say, I want to see body type, well then they have to show you 2 body types and 1 identity. Now out of these 3 cards, one of them must always be true. You can give 2 truthful cards if you want to, but one of them must always be true. So let's say I'm Lord Fiddlebottom, and well, you know what? I'm the tall guy too, but I'm going to put skinny and fat, and these are the two lies. This is who I really am. So at least I put one truth. As long as I put one truth in there. And of course, they could ask for the exact opposite. They say, Matt, give me two identities. Okay, well, I'm going to say I'm Madame Jaja and Colonel Bubble. Well, because those are both fake, I need to put in my true body type, which is tall. One of them, again, has to be true. Now, you can keep up with who gave you what with these little notes here. And so you get the name, who's playing, and what color they are, and you type down which ones they gave you, because this is important. If they gave you the same 3 cards back, later on in the game, then they're going to get penalized. They have to take away one of those cards. They can give you 1 truthful card and 1 lie. So after a while, everyone's going to find out who everyone else is, and there's only so many combinations you can do with 3s here, and you may even start forgetting who you gave what out to, so you may want to make notes yourself on what you gave out to other people. But anyway, if you catch someone giving you the same 3 cards, you call them out on it, then they have to eliminate one of the fake ones and leave 1 truth and 1 false. So eventually you're going to figure out who's who on the board. Now, also, if you were to land on the ambassador here, okay, he's really cool because if you land on him, you can choose any player and they have to give you 2 cards, 1 truth and 1 fake. So it even eliminates even more guessing when you go to see the ambassador. Now, at the time, let's say if I have discovered so-and-so is my partner, but they don't know I'm their partner, next time they land on me, guess what? I can say, hey, I'm Lord Fiddlebottom, I'm tall, and here's my plan. I can give them all 3 truth cards here if I want to. And they're gray, so they know that that is actually the truth of me. And on the backs, they look the same as the little fake cards here, as you see. So no one is the wiser if I was to slip them these 3 and they flipped it over and saw, whoa, this is who Matt is, that's his plan, awesome. And then hopefully on the next turn, they'll give me what their side of the plan is, and we can match up and see what our mission is to do. Now, once you're finished talking with someone, interviewing someone, you can put them anywhere on the board that's not occupied by another player. So for instance, I just talked to Green, I can put him right here next to me again, or I can just shove him way over here. I can do whatever I want. Same thing with the ambassador. Once you talk to the ambassador, you move the ambassador to any of the colored spots left open on the board. So here's a blue and a red, I'll put him right there. Or he can, of course, go back home as well. But another player cannot be on that space when you transfer him. So what you're going to be doing is, that's the first half of the game, is trying to determine who your partner is out of the other 3 players. Once you got that, then it's a race to see if you can get your mission completed. First person to get their mission completed is going to stand up, they're going to shake hands and say, mission accomplished. And then they're going to reveal their cards, and if they are correct, they were working as a team and they completed their mission, they won the game. And that's Inkognito. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? You know what? The game is so colorful. I love that. I love the production. And you know what? I love this game. I love the spy game. I love that you're trying to figure out who is who. It says, a carnival of spies in Venice. Come on! Would that cover not entice you to buy this game? It looks so sweet. It looks awesome on the board. I actually showed it to my gaming group when it came in. We played some other games that night and I just showed it to them. And I said, look how nice this game is. I just got in today. I don't know how to play it yet, but we're going to play this next time we we meet up. And one of the guys in my gaming group went ahead and bought himself a copy. It looks so nice. And he loved it. He played it before I did. He's like, man, we got to play this game. It's so much fun. I said, oh, no, it is. And we had a great, great, great time. The thing about trying to figure out who's who, at first you're nervous, but folks, eventually everyone's going to find out who everyone is, and it's going to be a race a lot of times. But you need to make sure, this is a very, 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 very important rule, that you make sure you do give 1 truthful card. I got busted as the game went on. I didn't want to give the same 3 cards, and I was focusing on that. Well, I gave all 3 fakes. And it confused the person because they had me pegged for who I was, but I just gave them all 3 fakes. He went, so one of these are true? I went, oh, no, they're not here. And I had to give him just a true one, because I gave him all 3 fakes. So you need to make sure and keep telling yourself and keep telling the players, remember, one of them has to be true. You have to do that, especially if you're unfamiliar with the game. You have to keep repeating that to the other players because they can get confused a lot and say, oh, I was so hung up on not giving you the same 3 cards that I gave you all 3 fakes. No, you can't do that. You have to have one of them as the truth. So keep that in mind. But the cool thing about this is, even if you're not good at deduction, if your partner is, they can peg you out of the crowd and they can give you, like I did in my example, give you all 3 cards. I did that to my little nephew one time. He was the youngest and he didn't really understand how the game was working, but I figured out who he was very quick because he gave 2 lies, which happened to be my body type and who I was, and so I automatically knew who he was immediately. And so on the next turn he came to me, I gave him all 3 truths and his eyes went, I was like, don't do that. And thankfully my other nephews had never played, so they didn't understand why he was doing that, but that's because he just realized who I was. I'm his partner. And so we finished it. But it was kind of funny because I was trying to lie to the other 2 nephews that I was this person or that person. That's what you want to do. In a few other games, I've had 2 people convinced. One person knew who I was. Someone thought I was someone else. He was trying to team up with me. I was like, yeah. And you're allowed to wink and nod and be like, I'm your partner. And throw other people, you can give them like your half of the plan, your real half of the plan, to let them know, yeah, it's you and me. No, it's not. You're lying to them. And how funny is it? And this has happened before in a game when someone stands up and goes, mission accomplished. And you went, yep, it sure was. And they flip over because if you got it wrong, if you did not accomplish the correct mission with your partner, then you lost the game and the other 2 spies won. And I did that. I faked someone out in one of the games. It was really sweet because I thought for sure you were. I said, nope, look at your deck again. And he's like, oh, no, you gave me this card. I said, yeah, it was a truthful card. But it wasn't the full truth of who I was. And that's the lovely thing about it. Heck, maybe next time I'll give them, 2 true cards in one sitting. I don't care. I think it'd be nice to flip it around. But the game just has so many options and it's so much fun. This is strictly a 4-player game. I would not play with 5. I would not play with 3. There are versions where you can do that, but I would not play with that way. In the 5th one, which, I don't know, maybe I would do the 5th one just to try it out, just from curiosity. But in the 5th one, someone plays as an ambassador, and it's the ambassador's job to figure out who all 4 people are. He doesn't have to guess body type. They just have to guess who those 4 personalities are. Now, how would he know that? Anytime you go to the ambassador to look for clues, not only do you get to see that person's hand, but the person playing the ambassador gets to see your hand as well. Now, it adds a different little, option to the game because now where the ambassador, everyone wants to go to him, right? Because you get only 2 cards instead of 3 to guess from. But now you don't want to do that too much or the ambassador may win the game and figure out who everyone is. So I do kind of like that, even though I've never played with 5 players, but 4 players is the way to go. Inkognito, great game, well worth your time. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.